Hello, everybody, it's Tim here again, here another video. This time I wanted to do the Amityville Trilogy, meaning the first three, which are almost the only ones that went to theaters, not counting the newest film, Amityville, like, Awakening, I believe it was. I know they got another one out now called the Amityville Murders, but the newest one, I believe, that went to theaters was Amityville Awakening, which I did a review for a while back. For the first three Amityville films, the original, I will say, is a classic. I can see why it splits some people. Some people don't like it because of the really slow pace. It is really slow. One thing I will say about the Amityville actual case is I don't really believe in the whole demon thing and all that, or whatever that supposedly went down. For me, this is just a very horrible crime committed by a sad individual. And honestly, I'm kind of 50-50 about the fact they're making movies about it. In a way, it's kind of exploiting what happened to these people. But at the same time, most of the movies treat it in a respectful enough way to where it's not so much stepping on the toes of the real crimes. But anyway, as far as the first movie goes with James Brolin and Margot Kidder, this is a great film. I'd go ahead and give it a 4 out of 4, 4 stars. I really enjoy this film. I like the slow pace. I like how it builds up and just becomes creepier and creepier. This movie's like all about atmosphere. Like, you got the little girl who talks to like the invisible creature or whatever, named Jody, I believe, who turns out to be like a pig demon. That was really cool. And you got Margot Kidder, who's really pretty here. I thought this, honestly, I think that she looks the most adorable in this film. The film ends with the father like almost kind of losing it. It's like the house is trying to drive him crazy to the point where he kills his family, but he pulls himself back. He does fall down a well though, which is like the pathway to hell or whatever, like they say in the movie. That kind of stuff could have been explored a little bit more, but he falls down in this well, and his dog, like family dog, like pulls him out. And he gets away, and he even takes the family dog with him. All in all, it's a great movie. It's gonna split some people. Some people are gonna hate it just because there's not like a lot of like, you know, walls dripping blood and stuff like The Shining and all that in this film. This movie is just more about atmosphere and suspense, and you will either roll with that or you won't. Amityville 2, The Possession. Some people like this better than the original due to just more stuff happening, more haunting stuff and graphic stuff. I'll say this is the best sequel in the franchise. At least from what I remember, it's the best sequel. This is a 2.5 star flick. It's alright. I'll say this, for the first half of this film, and it builds up the family or whatever, and you got like, I believe it's Burt, I don't remember the actor's name, but it's maybe Burt Young, I don't know. It's the guy who played Paulie in the Rocky films. He pretty much plays the same character here, a total asshole. Who's like this abusive dad to his family, and the brother and sister are like much closer than normal because the dad is like abusive, so they gotta like, you know, become closer than normal to take up for each other and everything. And the dude ends up getting demonically possessed, and he like rapes his sister, which is really gross. She doesn't like fight him off because, you know, he kind of, you know, has power over her, and she's just shocked. She's played by Diane Franklin, who's really adorable. This film is also hot. Pretty much he goes crazy at the end and executes his whole family, including like his little brother and sister. It's really graphic, and it's not super graphic, but just the way it's done is really heartbreaking and sad. There's this priest who pretty much has ignored the older sister, Diane Franklin's like cries for help in the movie, and at the end of the movie, this is when the film destroys itself almost. It turns into like an Exorcist ripoff, and the dude tries to do like a exorcism on the main boy. It's just way too much like The Exorcist. He even says like, "Come into me," talking to the demon. It's just way too close to The Exorcist, and it almost kills the film for me. All in all, because of that ending, I have to give it a 2.5 out of 4. It's an alright film. I like the film, but I don't like the film because it wastes a lot of potential it had. It's an alright film, though. It's enjoyable enough. Amityville 3, The Demon, which was in 3D, is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'd give it a 0 from 1 to 4. It is dog shit. It's about this like investigator dude who like debunks stuff, paranormal supposed stuff. He like debunks a seance these people are doing or whatever. And he moves into Amityville house so he can pretty much prove that it's a hoax. And he's in there. His daughter ends up dying because of the house, and the wife like goes crazy or whatever, and she's hallucinating seeing the kid around. And you get a young Meg Ryan here who looks pretty. This is before she destroyed herself with plastic surgery. You got Robert Joy in here as like this paranormal investigator dude or whatever, and at the end of the movie he pretty much destroys the demon and the house blows up. This is pretty much the end of the real trilogy of the movies. After this, all the rest of the movies are pretty much just self-contained stories. This movie's just really bad, really terrible, tacky 3D shots, and it's just a lot of the same stuff you've already seen. And the main character appears to be like no danger throughout the majority of the movie. It's like the house doesn't even really care that he's there. And there's just this really annoying fly sound, like constantly, with this like fly that the camera just keeps tracking through the whole movie. That's supposed to be like the symbol of evil. It's just really stupid. And you get to the end of the film, and the whole house is blown up, and you still hear that stupid fly sound. It's just really dumb. All it's a 0-star film, and the dude survives at the end, along with his wife. But it's just a really terrible film, a total 0-star film. So thank you guys for joining me for these for this trilogy review, and I'll see you guys again in the next review.